One of the definitions was it's a game, competition, or activity needing physical effort and skill that is played or done according to rules for enjoyment and or as a job. And I just felt like that could be the definition of dance, right? I mean, dance is competitive. Each year, advanced dance competes in multiple high-level quality competitions. Dance, by definition, is physical. That's what it is. Dance takes training and skill that needs dedication, determination. It takes time to develop those skills. There's a set technique that must be learned and mastered. And it's that last part, it's done for both enjoyment and a job. So it kind of hits all of the aspects of that definition.
For years, people have debated whether dance is a sport. Some say it's just an art, it's not athletic, or there's no competitions. While dance is an art, it's much more, and it's also a sport. Why wouldn't it be? It requires great athleticism, skill, muscle, and strength that comes through years of training.
But why listen to me? I've only been dancing for 10 years and won some competitions and awards. You should listen to these experts.
Dancers put in many hours, and it takes great toll on their bodies to be able to do what they do. It's incredibly athletic. In a typical week, I would spend between 4 and 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, dancing. That's a lot of physical exertion, and in order to do that, I also have to do things to take care of my body.
Usually going up on point, you're basically like on your tippy toes. It is pretty painful in the beginning, but by the end, it feels less painful.
It destroys my feet. I still remember when I was in point shoes, I went down a size in a shoe size, and my toes started to go crooked. I get a lot of splits in my toes, and I have a lot of ingrown toenails that I have to pick out.
Although it may look easy, the easier that a dancer makes something look, the stronger they have to be, because they have to be super strong to make it look as easy as it does.
Really hard at first. The footwork's completely different from football.
Chasse and skip.
I got there and she's having us do these exercises and I'm out of breath in like the first 5 minutes. I was more tired doing that than playing football.
Some of the greatest athletes in the world are on the dance floor in ballet. It's balance. It was training muscles that typically don't have a chance to get strengthened through traditional strength training methods when you're playing football or basketball. When I go on the football field and I have to do a spin, it's going to be second nature.
Other than dance, I've done swimming, boxing, gymnastics, and now I play rugby. And dance has really helped me build my stamina, my speed, and it's helped me gain muscle. Just as a rugby player might have practices and a boxer might have trainings, then a dancer would have rehearsals. And just as a rugby player would have games or tournaments, then a dancer would have showcases or performances.
We condition and train like an elite athlete, especially the advanced dancers. I think, like when most people think of a football game or a basketball game where there's two teams going head to head, so dance isn't really a sport in that sense. So I guess I see why they would be like, nah, you know, it's not like football or basketball, but there's other things that are considered a sport like gymnastics or ski jumping or ice skating that there's competitions with judges. And what we do is very similar to that. And those are Olympic sports. So it's not the typical idea of a professional sport, but I think it is a sport nonetheless. That I already said, but it's competitive. It requires technique and training, and it's extremely physical. But it's an art because it's emotional and expressive and creative. It's visually stunning. It's open to interpretation, which, you know, that's the definition of an art.
It's multifaceted. It's not just art. It's also expression. It's communication. It's therapeutic. It is a sport. So I think that's where people kind of get confused and just say, oh, it's not a sport. No, it is. It's that and more, which is the beauty of dance.
I think once we acknowledge the uniqueness and skill of each sport and actually stand in their shoes, then we'll be able to appreciate all athletes and realize that dance is a sport.